Today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming eclipse and the energies surrounding it both before and after. I can see this time span lasting a couple of weeks, and at the moment we are just approaching this new moon eclipse on the 25th of October. We're entering into Scorpio season, and for me this energy feels like a lot of things coming to light. I'm going to share with you in this video the intuitive messages and energies that have been coming through, including some runes and practical things we can do to help us, to support us through this time and working with the energy that we're experiencing, particularly if you're energy sensitive. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Anna, Alchemist of the Arts. This is my channel. I share readings, artwork, all kinds of metaphysical wonderfulness. So thank you for being here. So let's get into it. One of the main things that is coming through to me at this time is a lowering of masks, a removal of masks, of truth coming to the light. And this can be layers of ego or density within ourselves, patterns, habits, challenges, things that we have been holding on to that have been taking us from our, or keeping us from our highest self-expression or our truest purpose. At the moment, it feels like these things rising up within us, it can feel quite agitating. Some of us could feel quite anxious, angry at times, as these repressed emotions or difficult experiences kind of find their way to the surface. There could be a time span of 3 to 5 years that I'm feeling that things could really be coming to light, and looking back at the past and this sense of experiences suddenly being reawakened in our minds and our imaginations that could be leading to that kind of anxiety. Now, what these experiences are bringing up is an opportunity to see things differently, to find the truth within them, especially if there was some kind of injustice or wrongdoing or feeling of personal not even being of our highest self-expression, not articulating ourselves in the ways in which we wanted to, or portraying ourselves, behaving in a way that we perhaps feel we still have a negative attachment to in some way. This can be a really positive time for when those things come to the surface, to lovingly meet them with a new level of self-awareness, to view them, to see what it is they're trying to share and express with us, so that we can, I won't just say release them, but we can begin to release some of the attachment and the emotional charge that they are bringing up. In the wider world, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we had greater revelations of truth, a shift in narratives, a shift in focus within major organisations, corporations, the media and politics. I wouldn't be surprised if we had more coming to the surface, and this thinning of the veil in the approach up to Halloween, Samhain, I wouldn't be surprised. This thinning of the veil is not just in a spiritual sense. This is things coming to light. This is things being exposed and things being seen. Eclipses will bring things to the light. They will show the shadow and the light side of something, things that have been long held in the dark, suddenly coming to the surface. And with Scorpio energy, this can be around, people could be having issues with inheritances, with loved ones, and difficult decisions that might need to be made. There could be a definite calling to distance ourselves from either self-identities which we really no longer wish to be a part of. It could be quite a shocking moment of seeing something about ourselves or within people that we're very close to that leads us to make some very big decisions. That won't be for everybody, but these are the kind of, I don't want to be dramatic, but it does feel like for some there's going to be quite dramatic climaxes of these kinds of energies, that some kind of awakening of truth will trigger, something that has suddenly been seen that can no longer be unseen. And like I said, I don't think this will play out just in our individual lives, but on a global, wider scale as well. So we might see other kinds of revelations on a grander scale, which could be quite shocking for many of us, that could lead to a deepening of thought, a deepening of awareness, a change in perspective. And it's important to remember that no matter how intense or dramatic these energies may feel, we can work with them. They're not coming here to punish us. And you can take this or leave this, because it won't be the same for everybody. But you can work with these energies. You can work with them, flow through them, see what is coming up within us. If there are past experiences, if there is difficult situations, challenges, things that we indeed need to focus on that might have come back from the past. It's not coming back as a sense of there is a persecution energy coming through, but I think we're being guided not to persecute ourselves at the moment. There is coming up, I'm actually getting more pushing towards Sagittarius season, that there might be themes of wrongful persecution coming through, but I will explore that more before I begin to discuss it. It's just what's coming through, it's channel message right now. So with this in mind, the energy centers that are coming through most strongly are the throat and the heart, bringing us back to this sense of breath and breathing, our life force. These two for me at this time feel like the most activated, and that can feel like a real sense of irritation. People could be having issues with communicating, whether literally things not working properly, or just finding the right words to express and communicate what it is that we're feeling. Bringing the heart into it brings us back into balance and alignment, really reconnecting with the heart and connecting with our breath and breathing practices. When we're stressed, when we're anxious, one of the first things we do is to begin to breathe in a more shallow sense, and learning in those times to really reconnect with our breath and breathe fully is going to be massively helpful. I mean, just generally, but at this time, this feeling of the breath feels so important, in the fullness and deepness of breathing, and to really be conscious. Now, when we breathe like that, we begin to shift and move emotions. We begin to feel, we allow things to circulate. So these kinds of breath practices could be really useful to do in a quiet space where we can perhaps sit and journal, perhaps sit and reflect, write down, and begin to release some pent-up energy. Because it could be that for a lot of people there has been so much busyness that we've not really been able to follow through with some of these practices, and now they're really calling back to us. With that focus on those two centers, the runes that are coming through for me at this time are Ansus and Lagus. This connects us with flow and with breathing. Ansus most specifically because it is the connection of breath, the divine life force that flows within us, that deep and activating force that we can indeed harness and begin to learn how to use as to open up to self. So for some people it could be yoga, for some people it could be breath work, but anything that is going to help us to really more deeply and fully breathe is going to assist at this time. And I think it's important to remember, sometimes just breathing can truly help with an anxious or difficult situation. And again, a reminder that these energies, if they feel particularly intense, if they're coming up for you, if it's something that you're feeling, it's to help us to remove some of these blockages and obstructions that may be standing in our way. That's an important piece of the puzzle that sometimes we forget, or we overlook, or we just miss because of the intensity of the situation and what we're feeling in the physical present moment. When we commit to releasing some of this energy, to releasing these layers or levels of density, aspects of self that we have outgrown, identifications with people, places, things, habits, or addictions even that we have outgrown, we begin to free ourselves. We begin to release some of that weight that we've been carrying, and that leads us to a deeper self-expression, releasing more resistance and allowing us to open more to what it is that we actually want to attract, what we actually want to experience in this life. And it's remembering that as creators, as cosmic creators, we are in the experience of, and also in the driving seat at the same time, which can be really confusing. But releasing said resistance, or focus on the things that have happened in the past, if they're coming to the surface, if something is triggered and something is repeatedly triggered, and it begins a pattern of thoughts, when we go back to that place, that then derails our focus. and it takes us out of creator mode. It takes us away from the present. It takes us away to the future. The past is no longer in existence. It is our memory of it, charged by our emotional experience of it, that keeps being reactivated. So being able to release and to reconcile any of those emotions that may have caused us great difficulty and pain in their experience in the past is going to actively help us to remain more present, to keep in creator mode, focused on the vision and the thoughts of the future, where we're going, and what it is that we want to intend and to create for ourselves, raising our vibration or keeping us in alignment with what it is that we want to experience, and to just keep us in that driving seat. It's a reminder of the illusion of control from outside sources, and the only way anything can take our power is by us allowing it to happen, by us giving it to something else outside of us. As with all creation, it's an inside job, so it's really bringing us back to the truth of who we are and the power of who we are as individuals. So I will wrap this up here now, because I appreciate I've gone on for over 11 minutes and this is quite long, but I hope it reaches whoever needs to reach this, and it is my intention that it will assist anybody that it needs to assist. I'll be sharing a reading with some cards and things at this time, so do go and check out my other videos if you feel inclined to do so. Like and follow and subscribe if you feel inclined. It would be very appreciated, but it's not required. So just sending you all my love, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Take care.